My name is James Williams Jr., and this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. So I'm going to ask you guys a serious question. See if you guys are really up to date and up to speed on some things. Sorry, about to go to bed, so I might as well take them off. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about the undead. You have zombies and you have vampires. You know, werewolves respond in between the two. But we're not going to specifically talk about them. Tonight we're on zombies and vampires. So as you know, these are both members of the undead community. So I ask you, since there has been folklore of zombies, which has been proven, and there has been folklore of vampires, which is still yet to be proven, do you honestly understand the difference? I don't think that the society does. See, I'm going to explain this to you. Alright, a zombie is easier to kill for the most part than a vampire. So I guess you could take a vampire and say it's a mega zombie. Because when you think about it, you know, they're both undead. You got one guaranteed way to kill a zombie. Stop the brain from functioning, the zombie stops functioning. You have like probably 7 or 8 different ways to kill a vampire, and the only 3 ways for sure that will kill it is sunlight, faith in God, and a crucifix through the chest. Those are the 3 ways that we know for sure will kill it. Unless you're one of those Twilight vampires that like shimmer in the sunlight and all that crap. I don't know what the fuck kills them, because Twilight kills relationships. But anyway, the thing with zombies, alright, zombies are really only strong in groups. You know, they're really, really strong when they're a massive amount of zombies together. Other than that, you know, they're not really strong by themselves, and they don't have the thought process of being swift, unless you're dealing with World War Z zombies, where those motherfuckers could run like track stars. You know, now, of course, vampires, the tactical advantage they have over zombies is that they actually have the fathom ability of thought, and they can shapeshift, and they can fly. Now, I want to know what would happen if a zombie bit a vampire, or if a vampire bites a zombie, because that also, including werewolves, is how a normal person becomes one. So when you think about it, why are they so different and all so similar at the same time? They all change you by bites. They're damn near invincible, but the sunlight doesn't kill zombies. However, that shit'll fry the fuck out of a vampire. And a spag to the heart doesn't really stop zombies, but it will slow them down. You can break a zombie's knees, and it will slow them down. You can break a vampire's knees. That some bitch just shapeshift. And vampires actually have rapid healing. Zombies don't. Or at least a vampire will heal overnight. You know, if it goes to bed in the daylight and its coffin isn't disturbed, which is another way to kill them. You burn up their coffin before they get back into it. Oh yeah, then there's holy water. Like I said, there's a lot of ways to fuck up a vampire. But a zombie, the really only true way to kill it is to shoot it in the head. So you have to ask yourself, why are they so similar but so different? Well, zombies, I believe the term is African. I believe zombies originated in Africa. I don't know the exact story, but I do know that supposedly somebody who they thought was dead wasn't dead and came back from the grave. I think they wound up killing him, and he probably was the first fucking zombie. I don't really know how that works. You guys have to Google the origins of zombies. But as far as Transylvania goes, is where the first vampire supposedly began. However, the story of Count Dracula is not about a supernatural being that could turn into a bat and that could fly around. His name was Vlad Tempest, and he was basically a cannibal. You know, he drank his enemies' blood, he set them up in death chambers, and he pretty much engorged on their remains. Now, they made a movie called Ravenous, which is like basically a Native American type version of the vampire or whatever. At least I think that's what I took from it. I could be wrong. No, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. But when you think about these things, these supernatural creatures exist. We can't seem to prove that they don't. We can't seem to prove that they do. It's that little shade of gray. With every myth and legend, there is some truth to it. Here's my truth on that. I totally fucking believe in that shit. And I'm gonna tell you why I believe in that shit. It's not because I watch Supernatural, and it's not because I watch Destination America. I believe in that shit because you have to think about this. If you can believe in God, a being that we can't see, but we all worship, and so many different religions worship him, how can there not be these supernatural creatures? I think that there's a veil that they don't cross unless it's absolutely like a necessity. However, I don't really want to find out. And after all, we do live in a world where there really is a Necronomicon, where there is a Book of the Dead, and I really don't want to take the chance of fucking with that shit. And it came here. It came to Virginia a few years ago. So, in fact, it came to Charlottesville, Virginia. It came to the University of Virginia a few years ago. So, therefore, I was going to go see it. But then I watched the Army of Darkness and both of the Evil Deads. Not that new remake, but the original one with Bruce Campbell or Bill Campbell or whichever Campbell guy it is. Soup is good food. Um, I really second thought that because I know how bad my luck is. I would be the jackass that winds up having to cut off my fucking hand, the hand I fucking write with, and then to top that off, I'd be the idiot that goes back in time and have to say the spell right and be fucked up. So since I know I'm kind of stupid, I would just stay back in the past. I wouldn't even bother with coming to the future. But if I could find a way to warn myself to make sure that it cancels itself out, on this day, at such and such a time, during such and such a month, at a certain amount of years, don't go to this place with your girlfriend and your sister because you're going to wind up killing them all. Now, me being the guy that I am, I would read that and totally believe it and would not fucking go. But the thing about time and things, and I've touched on this on a few videos, I think that there has to be a time machine or there had to be some aliens that taught us how to operate on ourselves. Somewhere along the line, there has to be an explanation somewhere. And not everyone's into trying to find the truth like me. So in that, I'm going to close out with, this is James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Fabric number 2. 7.5 minutes of your life that you can't get back. Be seeing you.